coffee. I don't know, man. I woke up this morning. I was very tired. And I was saying, please, daybreak, come. Please come. So I went back to sleep. And I woke up again. The daybreak still wasn't here. I was very tired. Point being, once the daybreak is here, then it's too late. I didn't want to do this today. But when I woke, it was 4 o'clock, and it's like, okay, let's go. Now it's 4:30. But at least I was able to drink a cup of coffee. It was kind of cool. The green slime works so well that I'm going to put some in my back tire. I've had several flats with this bike, as you know. And if green slime would have been inside of the tires, it would have patched every one of those flats except for one, the one with the big stick that went through the sidewall and put a 3/8 inch gash in the inner tube. That's the only one that the slime couldn't patch. But the rest of them, there's like 3 flats. It would have patched. So I do have about 12 fluid ounces of the goop slime left. I'm going to put about, I'll probably put the whole thing in there. You need, tires these size, you need to put at least 8 fluid ounces inside of them. They call for 4 fluid ounces in your normal bike. You need twice for these, twice that. So I got about 10 fluid ounces. I'll just put the whole goddamn thing in there. And it should patch everything. It would have patched the hole I got in my tire out at Cave Lake. It would have patched that. It would have patched. And keep in mind, even if it doesn't patch it, it will at least, when I got home the other day from the last hole, a glass, there was 3.5 pounds in the tire. You can ride your bike home on 3.5 pounds. The green slime, at some point, the air cannot come out of the tire anymore because the green slime has done its job. I came home. Boy, I sure like to take that water with me. I don't have room for it. I could put it in my pack, but the green slime works. You can't patch your tire, but you shouldn't have to. This bike is my city commuter. There was a time where I've got a hole in a flat on this bike, and I don't know, I think I was like 8 or 9 miles from the house. So that green slime would have done its job that day. Because this is my commuter, going across town with a glass riddled city. Some areas are way worse than others, of course. Let me have one more drink of that water. That water was just too delicious. All right. Zipper's closed. Retention strap on. Let's go have some fun. Let's just take it nice and easy, slow. July morning, July 16th, here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I had envisioned myself getting a 392. A Jeep Rubicon 392. Google it. But I did some further research on it. There's this dude that did a 500-mile trip, and he got 11 miles to a gallon. Now, that is one of the things I really don't like about it. But the kicker here is this particular dude just had the normal 392 Rubicon Jeep. He didn't do a lift kit. He didn't have bigger wheels and tires on it, like I'm going to do, especially 40s. The projected numbers are you would probably get about 8 miles to a gallon. My Jeep right now gets 13. I should be thankful. So, gentlemen, it's very hard to motivate yourself to go on a 750-mile road trip, let alone a 1,350-mile road trip to Whistler with a vehicle that gets 8 miles to a gallon. It doesn't make sense, gentlemen. It does not make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's going to cost you dollars. That is one of the main reasons why I incorporated my electric car into being able to go on road trips with the multiple generators, a trailer to carry my dirt bike, etc. But I will still do road trips with my Tesla. But the road trip ratio now is probably 50-50, where maybe before it was 4-to-1 in favor of the Tesla. Let's use the Tesla. Let's use the Tesla because you're not having to pay for fuel. You know, it costs you, it'll cost me half as much. The normal person, it may cost 1/4 as much because they're not taking as much equipment and gear as I am, you know, with the mountain bikes and the dirt bike and the trailer, etc. The bottom line is I'll be taking the Jeep more often. On road trips, certainly half the time. Another reason why I took the 392 off the table was the poor gas mileage. But at the end of the day, gentlemen, I've already got a Jeep, and it is about as bad as an ass Jeep can be. So I really don't need to get another Jeep. Now, I have since lowered the price of my Jeep on offerup.com, and considerably. I lowered it by $20,000. And naturally, if I sell my Jeep, well then I will have to get the Rubicon 392, but it's highly improbable that I'll sell my Jeep. It's possible, but it's not likely. I have a very, very badass Jeep with a lot of off-road aftermarket accessories on it. 62,000 lumens in light, Smitty built rock rails, Smitty built fenders, black armor paint, snorkel, a stubby VFR stubby bumper in the front, a VFR bumper in the back. With a tire carrier, swing out tire carrier in the back. That shit ain't cheap, carrying a full-size spare. This is right here in this area is where a woman, two women, got bit by a coyote. Now, I gotta believe they were walking their dog down inside of the wash, not up here on this trail. And I gotta believe that the coyotes have a den here somewhere, down inside of the wash here. Morning. But anyways, man, I did a ton of research on lift kits. Research on tires and wheels. I didn't commit to a lift kit, but I've looked at Evo, I've looked at Krawler, I've looked at Clayton Off-Road, I've looked at a few other ones. You know, the Krawler it's pretty much up there, but they're very, very pricey lift kits. And they're black. So when you put them on, you ain't going to see it. No, that's not a bad thing, not being able to see it, but when you spend $50,000 on a lift kit, you want to be able to see it, show it off. The Krawler ones are very, very well designed, very well made. I mean, those dudes have been in the business for 22 years. 22 years or something like that. And they've been racing for 17 years. So they pretty much perfected these things, durability wise and stuff like that, because they race them. In these big off-road races. But they do have a pretty good they do have a very good lift kit. But they're expensive. They're like in the $11,000 range. You know, if you're getting into that range, you might as well pop an extra $2,000 for the Evo one, and it's a double throwdown. It's a double shock, a double king coilover shock in the front. Double throwdown, that's why they call it that. I'll take a closer look at the thing, just for future reference. Yeah, if you were to take a 392, put 40-inch tires on it, and put one of these Evo lift kits on it that lifts it up in the air about 2.5 more inches, you'd get about 8 miles to a gallon, the projected numbers. That means every 8 miles that you're driving down the highway, you're going to take a $5 bill out of your wallet and throw it out the window. And if you do a long trip to Idaho, for example, figure on throwing that $5 bill out the window about 60, 70 times. Yes, I've got a Jeep, and I've got the 396 Pentastar engine in there, and that engine purrs like a kitten. So I can't see doing it. Cold air intake. You know, I get 12 miles to a gallon when I'm pulling my trailer, my big trailer with my rig on it. 11, sometimes I can drop to 11, depending on your situation. Yeah, we're just gonna keep our Jeep. I have it for sale, and I did reduce the price, but it's not priced to sell, gentlemen. You would have to find that perfect dude that says, I want that fucker. Oh, man. Beautiful morning. It's about, I'd say 86 degrees probably. Very nice out. I can't believe I went this morning. I really didn't want to take this bike out today. I gotta tell you, man, I was too tired. Morning. I should have asked that lady if she knew about the coyote problem we have here in the Pittman Wash. She has one of her huskies off the leash. The coyotes are very crafty. One of the coyotes will lure the dog away. Come on, play with me. Come on. Then when the dog follows the coyote deep into the brush, out comes his other buddy coyote, or 3 coyotes total, and they attack the dog and kill it and eat it. There's glass right there. Yeah, this being my commuter across town per se, I'm gonna put the green slime in. I've got to have 10 fluid ounces of that shit. I might as well put it to work. Now you ruined the tube for patching, but it'll patch itself. I witnessed it. I didn't think that was even possible. The Stan's no tubes is a similar thing, but it's for tubeless tires. One thing about the green slime, it works. It patched my tire. As a matter of fact, that tire is still on this bike right now, patched by the green slime, and it's holding air perfectly. And that was a sizable chunk of glass in my tire. I really want to put my bike in 10th gear, but remember the chain was coming off yesterday. Now that only happens, you know, it was in 10th gear, it got banged around a little bit, pushed, banged, and the rail that moves your chain over got pushed over a little bit in that banging around in the car and shit like that. So that's why it came off. Once you reshift it back into 8th gearing, I could go up to 10th right now and it'll stay on the sprocket because it's not jimmied over a little bit too far where it causes it to come off the sprocket. Does that make sense, guys? Looks like we got water on the other side, so sprinklers are going pretty heavy. Glass on my trail, son of a biatch. There's a guy sleeping over there on the sidewalk, so we don't want to disturb him. GoPro, stop recording.